Hey guys, welcome back to PED 110. By this point, you should have completed all of the introductory activities, and so now we're going to hit the ground running with the textbook. We have Chapter 1, Understanding Fitness and Wellness, and then I go out of sequence here just because I think it's important for you to understand the safety considerations when it comes to working out and participating in physical activity. So we'll do Chapters 1 and 12 this week. Remember, I know it seems like it's a lot of work for a PE class, so to speak, but we're getting 16 weeks of material completed in 8 weeks. So just buckle up and enjoy the ride. First thing I want to do is bring your attention to the checklist bars. Very important that each week that this entire bar is filled with green. That's your indication that you've completed every assignment, and honestly it makes things pretty easy for me because I can just click on the page and see that if you have everything green, then I know that you've done all the assignments for the week. If you have quite a bit of white, then I'll reach out to you and just find out what's going on. So it kind of helps keep us on track with your progress. All right, so switching over a little bit, let me return back to my normal screen. I have enjoyed getting to know each of you. It's funny how much several of us have in common. And so I'll be reaching out to you at points of the semester, just touching base on some of these interests and things that you've mentioned. But it really does make it more enjoyable to put not just a name with the face, but also just an interest. So I can feel like I'm getting to know the person or people I'm working with. All right, so switching gears right into Chapter 1, Understanding Fitness and Wellness. This is the foundation for which this course is built upon. You'll understand that the fitness and wellness is more than just about being physically fit. So of course fitness is dealing with the body, but wellness is dealing with so much more than that. And I hope you really get that from not only this chapter, but from this course, that yes, we're going to be talking about physical activity and exercise a lot, but there's so much more to it than that. And so you'll certainly get your introduction here in Chapter 1. You got a video. It's pretty interesting. Your PowerPoint's always available for you. And then you have your Chapter 1 quiz, and you have a lab. And I'll get to the lab in a moment. And then remember, you'll be doing 2 chapters each week. So with Chapter 12, very similar. You'll have the checklist, the PowerPoint, the quiz, and the lab. You won't have a separate Chapter 12 intro video. I'm taking care of that now with Chapter 1. Okay, but then you do have your physical activity weekly monitoring report. Here it says 3, but that's just your second one. As you see here, 2 would be there, but since we are skipping, or not skipping, but we're combining the 2 weeks, then you'll just report it here or submit it here at weekly report 3. And I hope by now we've clarified all the questions you may have on that. So the quizzes are pretty straightforward. The areas where you may have some questions will be the labs. And so let's go over to the labs now. This week you have a lab for Chapter 1 and a lab for Chapter 12. Let's go to the Chapter 12 lab. So if I'm looking at it from your view, first thing I want you to understand is that the top of these labs, it tells you about how much time it should take you to complete. So this says 7 minutes. And honestly, you could cut that down some, because where it says essay answers are limited to about 500 words, I don't expect that much at all. So I'll be honest with you. The labs, there's not really a wrong or right answer. It's simply almost all of them are you reflecting to see how much knowledge you have in this area. If you're practicing behaviors that or support this behavior or this particular topic, and then how you can improve. So really the labs are just for personal reflection and growth. It's important that you're honest there, but certainly don't spend hours writing these little short answer essays, because actually I think there's several within this one lab here. So yes, so it'll be something that I don't expect a great deal of time spent on in terms of each one. Okay, so we've got a Chapter 12 lab there. We'll click back over and take a look at Chapter 1 lab. I think it's about a 15-minute lab. And the same thing there. So from this point forward, anywhere that you have essays on the lab, remember, I don't expect a 5-paragraph essay. Okay, just a statement or two with you reflecting on that particular behavior or habit in your life. Okay, notice this here says about a 15-minute lab. Difficulty 1 though. Again, personal reflections. All right, I've spent a lot of time just going over that in terms of emphasizing the fact that the labs are personal reflections. The quizzes come directly from your book and from the PowerPoint. Okay, and so everything's really straightforward. The biggest kicker for this class, and honestly, with this summer session in particular, is just staying on top of the work. Just keeping in mind that you've got basically the same consistent routine each week and getting the quizzes completed, the labs done, and submitting your physical activity reports. All right, guys. Well, I look forward to working with you throughout the semester. Several of you have reached out to me with questions. As you see, I respond pretty quickly, and that's what I'm here for. So use me as a resource, and just keep up the great work. Until next week, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.